So, artificial intelligence, it's everywhere, right? It's one of the biggest topics in technology. But let's be honest, it can also be incredibly confusing. In the next few minutes, we're going to break it all down, demystify the jargon, and figure out what it actually means for you and your career. Okay, so you've seen this alphabet soup flying around everywhere, haven't you? AI, ML, DL, LLM, Gen AI. It feels like a lot to keep track of. So in this explainer, we're just going to cut right through all that noise. We're going to define these terms step by step and get straight to the point. What does it all mean for you? Let's get right into it. All right, here's our game plan. We're going to start with the big picture, what AI even is. Then we'll drill down into how these machines actually learn. After that, we'll explore the new creative AI that everyone's talking about. And finally, we'll tackle the big one, that question about the future of our jobs. Okay, let's dive right in. First things first, what is artificial intelligence? We have to start here, because honestly, this is the foundation for everything else we're going to talk about. You know, the easiest way to think about AI is just as this huge, giant umbrella. It's the entire field, the whole concept, dedicated to one massive goal: building machines that can think, reason, and make decisions in a way that feels, well, human. And what's kind of wild is that you're already using it, probably every single day, without even thinking about it. When Google Maps perfectly predicts that traffic jam and gives you a faster route, that's AI. When your inbox magically filters out all that junk mail, AI again. Even when you ask Siri or Alexa about the weather, you're having a conversation with an AI. So, if AI is the big picture, the main goal, how do we actually get there? How do we make these machines so smart? Well, this is where we need to go one level deeper. We're going to talk about machine learning and deep learning. So, machine learning, or ML for short, is one of the main ways we achieve AI. And here's the key difference. Instead of a programmer sitting down and writing out every single rule for every possible scenario, we just feed the system a ton of data and let it figure out the patterns and rules for itself. I mean, this is a total game changer in how we think about programming. Look at it this way. In the old days, you'd tell the computer, if it has whiskers and pointy ears, then it equals a cat. You gave it the rules. With machine learning, you do the exact opposite. You show it thousands of pictures of cats and just say, here, these are cats. The machine itself learns the rules of what makes a cat a cat. It completely flips the script. Okay, now we're going to zoom in even further. Let's talk about deep learning. You can think of this as machine learning on steroids, basically. It uses these really complex systems called neural networks, which are modeled after the human brain, to sift through just gigantic amounts of data and find patterns that are way too subtle for a human to ever spot. And this is the engine behind some of the most mind-blowing AI you see out there. It's what lets a self-driving car see a stop sign and know what it is. It's how Netflix just knows what movie you want to watch next. It's even what powers the face recognition that unlocks your phone. Pretty much any major AI breakthrough you hear about these days, it's probably powered by deep learning. All right, to help all of this really click, let's use a super simple analogy. Let's start big. Imagine AI, the whole idea of smart machines, is the entire universe. Now, floating inside that vast universe, you've got machine learning, that specific method of learning from data. Let's say ML is a single planet in that universe. And then, if we zoom right into that planet, we find deep learning, that really powerful brain-like technique. So deep learning is like a specific country on the planet of machine learning. See how we're getting more and more specific with each step? Okay, so now let's get to the stuff that's absolutely dominating the headlines right now. The AI that seems, well, creative. This is where we get into things like large language models and generative AI. So large language models, or LLMs, these are a direct result of that powerful deep learning we were just talking about. They've basically read a huge portion of the internet, books, articles, websites, everything. And that's why they're so incredibly good at understanding and talking just like a human. Anytime you've used something like ChatGPT or Google Gemini, yep, you're talking to an LLM. And that leads us perfectly into generative AI. This is where it gets really fun, because this is the AI that doesn't just analyze stuff. It creates brand new things from scratch. When you ask an AI to write a poem or create an image of an astronaut riding a horse or even write computer code, that's generative AI in action. All right, let's put it all together using our analogy one last time. It really makes it clear. AI is the whole universe. Inside that universe, machine learning is a planet. Deep learning is a country on that planet. A large language model, which specializes in text, is like a bustling city in that country. And generative AI, well, those are the factories in the city, constantly building and creating brand new things.
Okay, we've covered the what and the how. But now we get to the most important question of all. So what? Let's finally separate the hype from the reality and tackle that big question that I know is on your mind.
I mean, this is it, right? This is the big one. The question under the surface of every single conversation about AI. Is a machine going to take my job? Here's the truth, and this is probably the most important thing to take away from this whole explainer. AI is not going to replace entire jobs. It's going to replace tasks, and that is a huge, huge distinction. It's about automating the repetitive, boring parts of a job to free us up for the more human parts. Now, don't get me wrong, the scale of this change is going to be massive. Some big studies are estimating that something like 40 to 50% of the tasks we do at work every day could be automated. But listen, that doesn't mean half of all jobs disappear. It means almost every job is about to be redesigned. But, and this is a really important but, for every task that gets automated, this AI revolution is creating brand new jobs. I mean, think about it. Roles like AI trainer or prompt engineer, these literally didn't even exist just a few years ago.
So you see, the way to think about this isn't AI versus humans in some kind of showdown. It's humans plus AI. It's about collaboration, not competition. The people who are really going to thrive are the ones who learn how to use AI as a co-pilot, as a powerful tool to make them even better at what they already do.
So at the end of the day, the change is coming. That's not really up for debate anymore. The real question you should be asking yourself isn't if AI will change your job. The real question is, how are you going to use it to your advantage? Are you ready?